Hi there, this is James Wassam with Church Tech Today, and today we're going to cover in-ear monitors for worship teams. The first thing we want to look at is the type of in-ear monitor that will work for you. For some folks, they might even prefer traditional headphones, and that's okay. There's some great models out there that work for a variety of musicians. Others will prefer the custom in-ear monitors or even universal fit in-ear monitors. So we'll go ahead and cover a few of the options here and some of the popular choices that can work for a lot of worship team members, regardless of your position on the team. Covering the headphone category, I really like the Sennheiser HD280 Pro. They're a great set of headphones for under $100. They're great for drummers in loud environments or bass players, and even sound techs can benefit from this because they isolate a lot of the ambient noise. They fit really well and they sound really good for the price point. So I definitely recommend those if someone isn't worried about putting monitors in their ears but can wear headphones and have no problem with that. The Sony MDR7506 is also another great set of headphones. They're fairly lightweight, much lighter weight than the Sennheiser model. They don't clamp quite as hard, so that means they don't provide quite as much noise isolation, but they are very nice and comfortable to wear. They sound really good, and you can actually find these in a lot of recording studios. A lot of musicians really prefer this type of headphone. This is popular for keyboard players as well. So if you're considering wearing headphones, this is a good option to start with. Now, getting into the in-ear monitor category, there's a couple things you might want to know as you're reading about in-ear monitors. And something you'll hear about is whether they have a dynamic driver or a balanced armature. And a dynamic driver is similar to just any ordinary loudspeaker. It's just very small in an in-ear monitor, but it pushes sound out through a moving coil and out through the ear tip into the ear canal. And so that is one way of creating sound in an in-ear monitor. And typically you'll have just one of these drivers fit inside of there because they can only get so small. So there are in-ear monitors that feature that type of design. So that's a dynamic driver. And then there's other in-ear monitors that will have what's called a balanced armature driver. And these are little square devices that have a vibrating arm inside of them, and they produce the frequencies that we hear as sound. Push them out through that little tiny hole at the tip of the box and then out the ear tip into the ear canal. And they are very efficient and very effective at delivering sound, but you often need more than one of them to cover the full range of audio frequencies. So you'll often see in-ear monitor designs that have 2, 3, 4, even 5 or 6 different balanced armature drivers to create that full range of sound. Starting out in the kind of lower cost category for in-ear monitors, we have the KZ-ZSR. And these are a rather accessible in-ear monitor for the price, certainly well under $30. And these are kind of a hybrid model. So they feature one dynamic driver and 2 balanced armature drivers. The dynamic driver would typically cover the low frequencies, and then the 2 balanced armatures would cover the mids and the high frequencies. So this is a great option if you're not looking to spend a lot of money and just want to try out a set of in-ear monitors. Your mileage may vary on these depending on the kind of use you've got for them, how loud you tend to run them, and what kind of abuse you put them through in a live performance scenario. Because of their lower cost, the build quality is going to be lower than some of the other monitors we'll take a look at. But these could be a great way to start and test things out if you're just kind of kicking the tires with in-ear monitors. Also in the lower cost category, we have the Mi Audio M6 Pro, and these are available for under $50, and they feature a dynamic driver. So they're very similar to your traditional earbud. These differ a little bit because they fit deeper into the ear, which is great. You want to create a good seal that will block out a little bit of ambient noise, and you want to deliver that extra sound quality, especially bass, when you get a good seal in the ear. So this is a good model to try if you're, again, not looking to spend too much and just want to try out a very approachable set of in-ear monitors that will still perform well. Stepping up a little bit more, we're going to get into the Shure SE215. And these monitors are really great for musicians on a budget. You can get them for about $100, and they also feature a dynamic driver. They have pretty high quality build and some really good features like a detachable cable, and sound great for musicians that are looking to perform on stage. They have decent noise isolation and are compatible with just about every in-ear monitor system out there. So they fit well. They are a little bit on the bulky side, so it does take a little bit of time to get them to fit just the way you like them. But once you figure out how to place them in your ear, they're very comfortable, and you can depend on them for a lot of great sound and comfort during the performance. In a similar form factor is the Westone UM10 in-ear monitors. Now, what's different about these from the Shures, even though they look similar, is that the Westone has a single balanced armature driver. So remember we talked about the dynamic driver, like an earbud or a loudspeaker would have. These have that balanced armature. Now, it does only have one of them, so you might not get quite as much bass response out of these as you might get with other styles or designs. So it's important with this to make sure you get the bass response you want, is to make sure you get a nice tight fit in the ear, and that will give you a better bass response with these types of headphones. Again, these are a great performing headphone, and stepping into the balanced armature design, you're looking at well under $200 for these. So they're a great choice for getting into that category. Stepping up a notch, we get into the Domotic ER4 series. We have the studio reference and the extended response models. The extended response just gives you a little bit more bass boost in the low end, and the studio reference is tuned for more of a balanced, flatter response across the frequency spectrum. These are great for very low profile and very discreet listening experience, and they fit fairly deep in the ear canal, and they sound really high quality. These are also using very small balanced armature drivers inside these in-ear monitors. Now, once you get past the universal fit in-ear monitors, you can get into the custom molded monitors. And these are excellent because they provide very high comfort and very high quality sound in a monitor that is custom molded for your ear. And the Alclaire Versa dual driver monitor shown here is one of the least expensive custom in-ear monitors available at under $250, and it's suitable for a number of musicians, including vocalists, guitar players, and keys. So if you don't have a lot to spend on in-ear monitors, but you want to get a custom monitor, this one might be a good one to start out with just because of its price point. Now, we will look at some monitors that are a little bit more expensive, and that's because the build quality might be a little bit higher. The electronics are tuned in a little bit more specific, and you can see some of the cabling change a little bit. So you might get fancier cables or connections, more robust connector types that stand up through day-to-day use. So if you're a pro musician, you might want to look at something a little bit more robust, but these are great for a casual musician or someone looking to get into custom monitors on a budget. 64 Audio makes a lot of great in-ear monitors, and the AtoE is definitely among them. You're starting to step up in price with this, so we're at about $500 for a set of these. They are custom molded. They do feature balanced armature drivers, and they have some pretty great sounding profiles with this. Again, this is great for a lot of different musicians, very accessible, and most members of your team will enjoy listening to these. Now, if you're wanting a higher end set of in-ear monitors but don't necessarily want to go with the custom molded type, maybe you want to be able to share in-ear monitors by just buying a few extra pairs of ear tips, and everybody owns their own ear tips and then uses a custom set of in-ear monitors. The Empire Ears EP series is great because you can get either universal monitors like the ones shown here, or you can get custom monitors molded to your ear. And these sound excellent. They've got multiple drivers and have some very high quality build features. Excellent cable. They come with a hard case, and very, very solid set of in-ear monitors in a universal fit style. And then stepping up another notch, we've got the Ultimate Ears UE11 Pro. And this in-ear monitor actually features 4 balanced armature drivers. 2 of them are dedicated just for the low frequencies. You've got a mid-range driver and then a high frequency driver. This is a very premium in-ear monitor. I think the cost on these is about, well, we'll scroll down here and take a look. Yeah, just under $1,200 for this. And I've actually listened to these in-ear monitors before, and they sound amazing, especially for bass players and drummers. I'm a drummer, and I definitely appreciate the extra attention to low frequencies. So these are great for those that really can appreciate the lower end or need that reference point. All of these manufacturers that we've mentioned here cover a lot of different musicians. They have lots of different monitors at different price points and tuned in for different styles. So it's important to take a look at the specifications and get the right in-ear monitor that will work for you. Singers will need a different monitor than drummers. Guitar players might want a different monitor than singers. The other thing to consider is whether you go custom or universal. I can tell you, if you're a singer, you will definitely appreciate the custom in-ear monitor because it will help with that occlusion or voice inside your head sound that you can get when wearing just earbuds or universal fit monitors, because it fits deeper in the ear. It goes around that second bend of the ear canal and prevents that kind of muffled or voice inside your head sound. So custom in-ear monitors are great for singers, but they work great for other musicians as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this kind of recap of all the different monitors that we've mentioned in the article, and we look forward to the next time we get to chat again. Until then, this is James Wassum with Church Tech Today, and we'll catch you next time.